At a time when many businesses are crying out for people to fill job vacancies in areas where unemployment rates are at historic lows, the accusation that firms are proactively targeting non-UK workers can come across as insulting. With so much attention on migration figures, particularly in the wake of the big fall in new arrivals over recent months, it is all the more important to avoid generalisations and stereotypes. The biggest asset a business has is its people, and many UK firms invest considerable time and resources to recruit the best person for the job. Read more. Let's take back control of immigration, and increase it. Training and developing people to be proficient in the role comes second nature to most employers. The real problem is finding skills and labour in the first place. It is worrying that half of businesses we surveyed during the summer had experienced skills shortages over the past year. With levels of employment now at an all-time high, firms are understandably using all the recruitment options available to them. But they are far more likely to be investing in local job campaigns, particularly through word-of-mouth advertising, than be actively targeting their recruitment efforts overseas. The evidence from our July workforce survey shows that only a tiny minority of firms target non-UK workers, or use recruitment agencies based in the EU 2% or outside the EU 1%. Even in these cases, it is usually for specialized and highly technical roles, for which the only candidate with the right skills or availability is a non-UK citizen. Of course, businesses which advertise jobs will receive applications from non-UK workers. The internet allows people from all over the world to find and apply for jobs vacancies in the UK, but these candidates are far less likely to be employed. In our survey, while 2 in 5 businesses relied to some extent on EU or non-EU workers, generally these employees represented less than 10% of the workforce, and they were evenly deployed across a wide range of unskilled, technical, administrative, and professional roles. So, having established that the vast majority of businesses are not actively targeting their recruitment outside the UK, let's address the other accusation that large numbers of employers actively recruit non-UK workers instead of training local people. Once again, our evidence dispels the myth. Compared to the number of companies that say they need to advertise for skills overseas 8%, more than 3 times as many firms are tackling hard-to-fill vacancies by increasing their investment and training 31%, alongside stepping up their UK recruitment efforts 35%. They are doing this because it makes good business sense. Improving workforce skills ensures the long-term success of the firm. Every day, companies are actively renewing, updating and reskilling employees. Thousands of employers are working with schools and colleges across the country to give students a valuable insight into the world of work and develop a pipeline of young talent. Clearly, the focus is on recruiting and developing local people for local jobs, rather than looking for skills overseas. What more is a business expected to do when it can't fill job vacancies? How does it find the skills and labor it needs? The reality is that firms have to find the skills from wherever they can. If that means employing a non-UK worker, they should be allowed to do so with the minimum barriers, cost and criticism from politicians and commentators who have never had to walk a mile in a business person's shoes. The recent fall in inward migration may seem like good news to some, but it's deeply worrying to businesses. Even though only a small minority of firms actively look to employ overseas nationals, particularly due to the high cost and bureaucracy involved, evidence that the pipeline of skilled people is slowing to a trickle will only exacerbate the skills gaps that employers are facing. With a few exceptions, businesses are not deliberately targeting non-UK workers, or failing to train local staff. They simply recruit the best person for the job. When the best or only available candidate for the role is a non-UK citizen, then companies must be able to access and employ this talent, and our post-Brexit immigration system needs to ensure that firms can do this quickly and successfully, without adding even more cost. Leaving job vacancies unfilled will damage our businesses, their supply chains, and the wider economy. Ultimately, this could result in fewer opportunities for all of us. Read more. Net migration fell to 230,000 in the year since Brexit vote.